Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. I'm not feeling well today, so that I will teach not full time today. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please fill in the attendance list on the link. I had shared the link. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, I see, sir.
Okay. In this time, we will discuss the material about or topic about circle and its element. Circle and its element. We will start with this define. Semicircle. Semicircle in Indonesia, setengah lingkaran, is formed when line, okay, line passing through the center touch the two ends on the circle. You can see this figure. Okay, this is a semicircle. This is a semicircle because this semicircle is formed by joining two points on a circle where the segment joining that point through the center of the circle. Okay, this is the semicircle. An arcus whose measure is less than 180 degree is called a minor arcus. You can see in this figure, this is the minor arcus. Okay, because the angle measure less than 180 degree. An arcus whose measure is greater than 180 degree is called a major arcus. Major arcus. Okay, and in semicircle, the measure is equal to 180 degree. I think you can look at this figure. With this is a minor arcus and this is major arcus, and this is a semicircle. Okay, this is the illustration about semicircle, minor arcus, and major arcus. We will discuss the theorem 6.1. If the diameter of a circle is perpendicular to the chord, then the diameter divides the chord into two congruent parts. Okay. Look at this figure. AB is a diameter. AB is the diameter. AB perpendicular to CD. CD is a chord. Okay, CD is a chord in this circle. If the diameter AB perpendicular to CD, then we conclude that AB perpendicular, then we conclude that CP equal to PD. How we can prove that statement? It is too easy for you to prove that statement because you can see the triangle OCP and ODP are congruent. Okay, congruent by hypotenusa and side in segitiga siku-siku. Jadi kalau saya sampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesianya, kita sangat mudah bisa menentukan CP itu sama dengan PD, karena kita bisa dengan mudah pula menunjukkan bahwa segitiga OCP dengan segitiga ODP itu kongruen berdasarkan sisi miring sisi. Ya. Sisi miring sisi. Hypotenusa ya. Hypotenusa and side in right triangle. If the diameter of circle divides the chords which is not diameter, okay, not diameter, it means that CD not allow a diameter. Why? Because if CD a diameter, you can see two diameter always cuts each diameter to a congruent segment. Okay. if the diameter of circle divides the chord which is not a diameter into two congruent parts, the diameter is perpendicular to that the chord. In this figure, if diameter AB, divides chord CD as two parts in the same length, that means CP equal to PD, then diameter AB perpendicular to chord CD. Okay, look at the difference of the first statement and the second statement. This is B implication. Okay. This is a B implication. B implication. It is too easy for you to prove the second statement. Because we can say that the triangle OCP and ODP are congruent. So that the angle OPD equal to 90 degrees. What the consequences of theorem 6.1? If the diameter is perpendicular to the chord, then the diameter bisects the minor arcs into two equal parts. Okay, look this figure. This is minor arc. Then the dark blue, the dark blue, and this blue have the equal measure. In this figure, the red, this red arcus, okay, all the red arcus is major arcus. Then the arcus DF and arcus FA are equal. The last one is the chord DE cuts by diameter with the equal length in the middle of the chord. Okay. This means that dr equal to HI. Now that is a consequences of theorem 6.1. Have any question? Okay, we will continue. Theorem 6.1. The perpendicular bisector of a chord of a circle contains a diameter of the circle. Okay, this is a perpendicular bisector. In Indonesia, is a garis sumbu. Perpendicular bisector in Indonesia is garis sumbu. Okay, this line is garis sumbu or perpendicular bisector. To prove this theorem, it's sufficient to be prove that the line contains O. O is the center of the circle. Why it's sufficient? Because a diameter must contains the center of the circle. Okay. How we prove this statement? Because this line is a perpendicular bisector, then all a point in this line have equal distance to the in English ujung, the end point of the segment. Okay, the end point of the segment. But we know if we choose a center of a circle, then the distance from the center of the circle equal to the end point of the segment. Okay, OD equal to OE because O in line in a perpendicular bisector. Okay, I think that's clear for you. Yeah? Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia, untuk memperjelas apa yang saya sampaikan, ya, mohon maaf ini saya terpaksa menggunakan bilingual ya untuk memperjelas. Nah, jadi karena garis itu adalah garis sumbu, maka menurut sifatnya garis sumbu itu kan garis yang tegak lurus dan membagi dua suatu segmen garis yang diketahui. Nah, setiap titik yang berada pada garis sumbu memiliki jarak yang sama terhadap ujung-ujungnya. Nah, itu ya. Jadi semua titik yang ada di pada garis sumbu itu memiliki jarak yang sama ke D maupun ke E. Nah, kalau kita ambil O, jelas OD sama dengan OE. Karena dia merupakan jari-jari. Jadi, O itu harus terletak pada garis sumbu. Oh, sorry. Because all of this theorem 6.1, okay? Sorry, it's not correct. Okay. The theorem state that if a line is tangen to a circle, if line in this figure T is tangen. If a line is tangen to a circle, then it is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. Nah, P is a point of tangency. Then, according to this theorem, T perpendicular to OP. Okay, in this theorem, if T is a tangent, if T is a tangent at a point P, then T perpendicular to OP. How we prove this statement? Let T be a tangent to the circle centered at O. Okay, and intersect circle at P. But not perpendicular to OP. Okay, we assume that T tangent intersect circle with a center O at P, but not perpendicular to OP. Consequently, through O, there is a unique line, which this line perpendicular to T. In Indonesia, maka melalui O ada dengan unik, ada dengan tunggal. Garis tegak lurus terhadap T yang bisa kita buat melalui O. Ya. Gitu. Let this line intersect T at Q. At Q. Next, select a point R on T that satisfies the property R is opposite to P, to key, and QP equal to QR. Thus, the triangle QOP and a triangle QOR congruent. So that we get OP equal to OR. Okay? Because P on the cycle and OP is a radius, then R on the circle too. Why? Because OP equal to OR. Okay? This implies that R must on the cycle. But we know if T tangent, then T only cut circle at one point. But if we assume OP not perpendicular to T, we get there are 2 points. There are 2 points. P and R as intersection the line and the circle. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction. So that is not true. T not perpendicular to OP. Then we conclude that T must be perpendicular to OP. Okay, we will discuss an inscribed angle and a central angle. An inscribed angle is an angle formed by two chords in a circle which have a common endpoint. Okay, this is an inscribed angle. This is a common point. C is a common point. AC and BC are two chords which have a common point in point C. Okay, this angle said inscribed angle. Inscribed or inscribe it. Inscribe or inscribe it. Please tell me which one's true. Inscribe or inscribe it. How we pronunciation?
Excuse me, sir. I think inscribe.
Inscribe. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Inscribe. Okay. A central angle is any angle whose vertex is located at the center of a circle. Look at this figure. Vertex alpha has the angle alpha has a vertex at O and have OR and OB as a chord or radius. Then we say that alpha is a central angle. Central angle. Sudut pusat in Indonesia. Inscribed angle sudut keliling in Indonesia. Sorry. Maaf, saya masih menerima telepon tadi ya. Okay, look at this figure. In the left figure, we can see a central angle and inscribed angle intercepting the same arcus AB. Okay, intercepting the arcus AB. The relationship between the central and inscribed angle given by this formula. Alpha equal to 2 theta. Alpha equal to 2 theta. Or theta equal to half of alpha. This is the relationship between central and inscribed angle. This is hold if and only if both angles intersected the same arcus. Okay, this is the key. This is the key. They must intersected the same arcus. Nah, in Indonesia, kondisi ini terjadi kalau kedua sudut itu memotong arcus atau busur yang sama. Ya, kalau tidak memotong busur yang sama, nggak boleh kita simpulkan bahwa sudut keliling itu setengah ukurannya dari sudut pusat. Nggak boleh. Jadi ini kuncinya untuk kasus-kasus yang ada pada satu lingkaran. If the inscribed and the central angle at the same circle. One application about this relationship we can find in right triangle. In right triangle, because if EC a diameter, and all of these triangles are right. Okay. All of triangle right. All of a triangle are right a triangle. There is one theorem that's called fixed angle theorem. Fixed angle theorem. Fixed angle theorems state that the inscribed angle theorem states that an angle theta inscribed in a circle is half of the central angle, 2 theta, that subtend the same arcus on the circle. Therefore, the angle does not change as its vertex is moved to different position on the cycle. Okay, in this figure, if we take a point in a red arcus, then all of the inscribed angle have the same angle measure. Okay. You can explore this condition by using GeoGebra. Okay, please using GeoGebra to explore this this condition. If we move the point D along this arcus, you can see the measure angle of CDA always the same. Converse of theorem 6.9 state that let L be a circle containing arcus R in red color. Okay. D is a point that lies on R. D on R. And E, any point whose position is on the same side as D with respect to a line that pass through A and C. Nah, in Indonesia, dia berada pada pihak yang sama. Oke, berada pada pihak yang sama. E itu berada pada pihak yang sama dengan D terhadap garis yang melalui A dan C. Position is on the same side as D with respect to a line that pass through A and C with A not equal to A, not equal to B, and not equal to D. If angle measure ADC equal to AEC, if angle measure ADC equal to AEC, then point E must on arcus R. Must on arcus R. That is converse of theorem 6.9. In Indonesia, semua sudut keliling ya yang berada pada busur yang sama, ukurannya pastilah sama. Nah, jadi Anda bisa melihat apakah titik sudutnya itu berada pada busur yang sama, atau boleh juga dilihat apakah sudutnya itu menghadap busur yang sama. Nah, kalau kita mengatakan menghadap busur yang sama, jadi yang dimaksudkan S. Kalau kita melihat bahwa dia titik sudutnya berada pada busur yang sama, maka yang kita maksudkan itu adalah semua titik yang berada pada busur yang merah. Ya, jadi tidak usah bingung apakah dia menghadap ataukah terletak. Yang penting busur-busurnya itu sama. Okay. If S and R are the arcus on the circle L, This is a circle whose position is opposite side to the chord AC. B is a point on the arcus S in the blue color, with B not equal to A, not equal to C. And D is a point on the arcus R in the red color. Okay, with D not equal to A, not equal to B. Then angle measure ABC plus angle measure ADC equal to 180 degree. Notice that S and R form a complete circle or circle. Oke. In Indonesia, lihat bahwa yang berwarna merah dan biru itu harus membentuk lingkaran penuh. Harus seperti itu kondisinya. Kalau titiknya berlainan pihak terhadap tali busur ini, maka jumlah sudut yang berhadapannya itu adalah 180 derajat. Selalu berlaku seperti itu. Nanti kita akan pelajari pada bab berikutnya. Itu yang disebut dengan segi 4 siklik. Oke. We mean that a cyclic quadrilateral. A converse of theorem 6.10 state that if S and R are the arcs on the circle L whose position is opposite sides to the chord AC, B is a point on the arcus S with B not equal to A, not equal to C, if, this is if angle measure ABC plus angle measure ADC equal to 180 degree, then point D must a point on the arcus R with D not equal to A, not equal to B. We explain in Indonesia linguistics. Converse teorema 610 mengatakan bahwa kalau S dan R itu adalah dua busur pada lingkaran yang posisinya berlawanan pihak, ya, berlawanan pihak terhadap tali busur AC. Nah, kalau jumlah kedua sudut berhadapannya itu 180 derajat, maka kita simpulkan bahwa titik D maupun titik D itu haruslah berada pada lingkaran yang sama. Nah, itu. Nah, jadi mohon maaf sekali beberapa hal yang mau saya jelaskan dalam bahasa Inggris. Saya memang agak kesulitan ya, karena dari awal memang saya sudah mengatakan bahwa saya dalam hal bahasa Inggris kemampuan saya belum terlalu bagus sekali, sehingga ada kesulitan-kesulitan pada saat saya mau menjelaskan kalimat-kalimat itu dalam bahasa Inggris. Jadi mohon maaf sekali, terpaksa penjelasan-penjelasan itu saya sampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Bukan berarti saya tidak mau belajar, tidak. Saya tetap berusaha untuk belajar bahasa Inggris, tetapi itulah keterbatasan yang saya miliki ya. Oke. Let L be a circle containing arcus R in the red red color. D is a point that lies on R, so that the angle measure of ADC equal to theta. Look at this point. Look at this point. The point F and G. If F and G, any point whose position is on the same side as D, with respect to a line that pass through AC, okay, with G not equal to F, not equal to G. If point G is in interior of the circle, then angle measure AGC greater than theta. But if F is in the exterior of the circle, then the angle measure of AGC must smaller than theta. Okay. Can you understand this statement? Okay. Okay. We discuss the power of the point with respect to the circle. Suppose on a plane we have a point P and a circle with a center O. Draw a line through P, which intersects with the circle at 2 points, namely W and V. Then the value of PW cross PV is independent of the twist of the line PWV. Nah, in Indonesia, kalau kita memiliki sebuah lingkaran, kemudian kita memiliki sebuah titik, sebutlah titiknya titik P, kemudian kita buat sebuah garis, misalnya garis itu memotong lingkaran di titik U dan V, maka hasil kali PU kali PF, ya, hasil kali PU kali PF nilainya sama. Nilainya akan tetap sama, tak tergantung dari di mana U dan F itu memotong lingkaran. Nah, jadi kalau ini digerakkan kemanapun asalkan titik P-nya tetap, maka nilai PU kali PF itu selalu sama. Nah, itu maksudnya. Itu yang disebut dengan kuasa suatu titik terhadap lingkaran. That is the power of the point with respect to the circle. Oke. Saya coba dulu biar tidak salah mengucap.
Circle.
Circle. Okay, that's right. Circle. This means that if we draw another line through P, which cuts the circle at 2 other points, A and B, then PE, PB, A cross PB equal to PW cross PV. Okay. In this figure, we can say that PW cross PV equal to PA cross PB. Now, this constant value is called the power of the point P with respect to the circle O. To prove that PW cross PV is independent of the position of the line, we will use the similar triangle. How can prove this statement? You can draw a segment AP, okay, AP and WB. Okay. Okay, draw the segment AP and WB. You can get a two similar triangle. Two similar triangle. Okay, I think so easy for you to find that two a similar triangle. Okay, that triangle similar by condition angle. By angle criteria. Why? Because the angle measure ABW equal to angle measure AVW, because the two angle are or is inscribed angle, okay, which have the same angle measure. Okay, let's we discuss the fact about intersecting two chords. You can see in this figure there are chord AC and DB which intersect at point E. From the left figure, chord AC and BD intersect at E. Angle DEC and angle DBC intercept the same arcus CD. Therefore, both angles are equal to 1/2 of the central angle DOC. But in this figure, not shown. Okay. You can draw line you can draw segment A O and B O to find the central angle. We denote theta for angles DEC and DBC. Okay, DEC, DAC, and DBC equal to theta. Now, triangle AEDE is therefore similar to triangle BCE. ADE similar to triangle BCE. Okay, with as angle criteria. By ratio or a proposition, by ratio and proportion, we can find like this formula. DE per AI equal to CE per BE. So that BE cross DE equal to cross CE. In Indonesia, gunakan proporsi dan rasio. Sehingga nanti kita bisa mendapatkan rumusnya. Oke. Okay? Nah, this means that for intersecting chords in a circle, the product of segment of one is equal to the product of segment of the other. Nah, jadi in Indonesia hasil kali potongan-potongan dari tali busur ya itu nilainya sama. Kali DE, BE kali DE sama dengan AE kali IC. Nah, itu sebagai akibat dari kuasa titik tadi ya. Kuasa titik terhadap suatu lingkaran. We can get this formula from the power of point respect to a circle. Okay. You can note that angle measure CED equal to theta plus beta. Why? Because the angle CED is a exterior angle of a triangle ADE. Okay. Nah, in Indonesia kita bisa mengatakan bahwa sudut E ini adalah sudut luar dari segitiga ADE. Sehingga sudut luar itu sama jumlahnya dengan dua sudut dari segitiga yang tidak bersisian dengan sudut E. Nah, dari sana kita dapatkan fakta ini. Okay. How about intersecting two secant? What is the secant? What is the secant? Secant is a line that cuts a circle at a 2 point. Okay, secant is line that cuts a circle at 2 point. In this figure, this is a secant. This is a secant too. Why this a secant? Because this line cut a circle at A and D. This is a secant because this line cuts circle at B and C. Okay, if two secant intersect at E, we can get the measure of C. This is C. Equal to theta minus beta. Okay. Theta, this is theta minus beta. Look at This is a theta. This is theta. In this triangle, theta is exterior of a triangle BDE. Okay, so that theta equal to C plus beta. So that C equal to theta minus beta. From this condition, we can get the product like this. I think better we say. I think better we say EA cross ED equal to EB cross EC. Okay, I think that's better than this formula. In Indonesia mungkin akan lebih baik kalau kita mengatakan seperti ini. EA kali ED sama dengan EB kali EC. Tidak seperti ini ya. Kenapa saya menganjurkan seperti itu? Kenapa saya lebih suka seperti itu? Karena kita biar konsisten dengan dengan fakta kuasa titik terhadap lingkaran. Yang dicari itu kan jarak dari titik ke titik-titik potong pada lingkaran. Jarak titiknya itu ke titik-titik potong pada lingkaran. Nah, sehingga dalam tanda petik lebih enak rasanya untuk menyebutkan seperti tadi. EA kali ED sama dengan EB kali EC. Oke. Oke. How about intersecting tangen and chords? This line is a tangen. This segment is chord. How measure this angle? How measure this angle? To easily, we can find that this angle measure equal to half of this central angle. Sorry. Okay. How we can prove this statement? Look at this formula. If you look in this figure, we can say that the tangen is perpendicular to this radius. So that X plus Y, not Y, Y. Okay, X plus
Y.
Okay, that is true. Y. Okay. Yes. Okay, in this figure, we can say X plus Y equal to 19 degree. In triangle AOC, 2y plus z equal to 180 degree, or equivalent to y plus half z equal to 90 degree. From equation 1 and 2, we find that x equal to half of z. Okay, you can eliminate the y from this equation. This means that x equal to half z mean that x equal to half of central angle AOC. X equal to inscribed angle which correspondent to central angle AOC. Look at this picture. This is inscribed angle. Look at this picture. This is inscribed angle with which correspondent to central angle Z. Okay. Then this inscribed angle equal to this angle. Okay. Look at the my cursor. Okay. Intersecting tangan and secant. AB is tangan. AC is secant. In this situation, we can find the formula like this. BE square equal to CE cross AE. CE cross AE. Or AB square equal to EA cross EC. You can also find that C, this angle C equal to alpha minus beta. Beta. This is beta. This is beta 2. This is beta 2. Okay. Do you agree? This is beta 2. If this is beta and this angle beta 2. You agree? Okay. This is the last materi in this session. Intersecting two tangan. If AB and AC are tangan, so easy for we to find that AB equal to AC. Why? Why AB equal to AC? Why? Okay. Who can answer my question? Why AB equal to AC? Why? Why? Why AB equal to AC? Can you prove or explain why that's condition true? Nah, masa tidak ada yang bisa ini? Ini sangat mudah sekali. Kenapa AB sama dengan AC? Okay, use the power of point respect to a circle. Use that formula. Use that formula. Okay. Look at this condition. AB square cross AB. In this situation, AB cross AB equal to EA EB cross EB equal to EA cross EC. In this formula, EB says twice. EB cross EB. Okay. Maybe are you Melina can explain why AB equal to AC?
In this formula, sir,
Yes.
AB, maybe
Okay.
AB kuadrat.
Ya, silakan. Ya, silakan. Silakan aja bahasa apa aja. Silakan. Bahasa Inggris boleh sambil saya belajar.
AB kuadrat equal AE cross AB.
Tadi udah hampir benar. AB kuadrat equal to
AB kuadrat equal to AC cross BC.
Why BC? Why BC? You must look only AB and AC, not BC, not BC. Cukup Anda melihat kondisi AB dan AC saja, jangan melihat BC-nya. Kalau kuasa titik. Nah, sekarang coba Anda nyatakan. Bagaimana Anda menyatakan kuasa titik A terhadap lingkaran itu? How you say about the power of a point A respect to this circle? How you say about the power of point A respect to this circle? Oke. Bagus. Angkat tangan. Bagus, Bang. Angkat tangan tadi ya?
Ya.
Ya. Okay.
It's AB square equal AC square.
Okay. That's right. Okay, you? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Oke. Yang lain juga ya. Nah, karena kalau kita menggunakan kuasa suatu titik terhadap lingkaran, kita akan mendapatkan bahwa dalam kondisi tangan seperti ini, maka berlakulah AB kuadrat sama dengan AC kuadrat. Nah, akibatnya AB sama dengan AC. Jadi, selalu seperti itu ya. Kalau tangan ya, selalu seperti itu. Bagaimanapun bentuk persoalannya, kalau keduanya merupakan garis singgung atau tangan, selalu kita menyimpulkan bahwa jarak suatu titik ke titik tangannya itu ya selalu sama nilainya.
Excuse me, sir.
Oke, please.
I have one question.
Please.
I don't understand about how do you tell the difference between intersecting tangan and intersecting secant, sir?
Between tangan and
Secant.
oh, secant. Oke. Tangan is tangan is a line. Tangan is a line which intersect circle at one point. At one point, only one point intersection. Okay, tangan is a line which intersects a given circle at only one point. At only one point. But secant is a line which intersect circle at 2 point. 2 point. Okay. A tangan has only one point intersection, but secant have 2 point intersection. It is clear for you?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Atau masih bingung nggak? Masih bingung nggak? Oke.
Sorry, sir. Can you profit?
What?
Can you profit?
Oh, okay. That statement not theorem, but definition. So that we must not approve that statement. Okay, that it's definition. Ayu, tangan dan secant itu adalah definisi, sehingga tidak perlu dibuktikan. Jadi cukup dipahami, ya, karena itu definisi. Oke, look at this picture. If we draw a line so that this line only cut a circle at one point, this line called tangan. Okay, there is not another point satisfy that that line and circle intersect. Only have one point. This is a tangan. But in secant, this is a secant. Secant is a line which intersect circle at 2 points. This is 1. This is 2 point. This is a definition, not theorem. So that we We have not. We have not. We have not. Or we must not prove that statement. Okay, please, any question? Coba tunggu dulu ya, saya akan coba carikan satu persoalan yang sangat sederhana. Sebentar dulu ya. Okay. Look at this exercise. If GC tangan, GK second, GH second to prove that GH cross GE equal to GK cross GJ. Okay. Use the power a point respect to a circle. Okay. This is easy exercise. This is an easy exercise. Why? Because if we use the power of point P respect to the two circle, we can find this statement, this equation. So easy. Okay. Nah, look at this picture. In Indonesia, okay? I will say in Indonesia. Jika kita perhatikan lingkaran yang kecil dulu, lihat tangannya dan sekannya ini. Maka menurut kuasa titik terhadap lingkaran, kita akan dapatkan GC kali GC sama dengan GJ kali GK, kan? Ya enggak? Ya kan? GC kali GC atau GC kuadrat sama dengan GJ kali GK. Setuju semuanya? Setuju? Ada yang masih bingung? Itu teoremanya kan, kuasa titik terhadap lingkaran. Ini kan kombinasi antara tangan dengan sekan. Nah, kemudian lihat sekarang antara tangan dengan lingkaran yang besar. Nah, dari sana kan kita temukan JC kuadrat kan JH kali JI. Nah, kan sudah terbukti. Kalau tadi itu kan GC kuadrat, eliminasi aja GC kuadratnya. Kan kita temukan bahwa GJ kali GK sama dengan GH kali GI. Sudah kan? Ya. Ada yang masih bingung nggak? Ayo, sampaikan. Jangan malu-malu. Kalau Anda bingung, saya jelaskan lagi. Kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, berarti semua sudah jelas. Saya akan lanjutkan. Kalau Anda malu-malu bertanya, salah Anda sendiri. Nah, coba sekarang ini. Nah, untuk yang bagian A ini, bagian yang pertama ini sangat mudah ini kan. CA sama dengan CB sama dengan CD. The first equation is too easy for you. too easy for you. Why? Because we find from the figure that CA equal to CD equal to CB. So clear. Because AC tangan, CD tangan tuh. Oke? Nah, jadi sangat jelas ini yang pertama ya. Karena AC itu adalah tangan, kemudian CD itu adalah tangan juga, kan sesuai dengan rumus yang tadi kan CA sama dengan CD kan. Untuk yang di kiri ini lingkaran yang kiri. Lingkaran yang kanan CB sama dengan CD. Nah, terus apa kita dapatkan? What we find from this figure? In this figure, we can find two kite. Okay. Okay, like this. Jadi pada gambar ini kita menemukan dua buah layang-layang. Ya kan? Karena kan sisi ini kan dua segitiga sama kaki yang dihimpitkan kan? Nah, sifat dari layang-layang itu apa? What the properties of kite? In kite, this is the bisector of angle C. So that we can assume this is X, this is X2. This is the bisector 2. So that we can say this is Y, this is Y2. So that 2X plus 2Y equal to 180 degree. This is equal to X plus Y equal to 90 degree. What this mean? This mean that this angle measure equal to 90 degree. Or in other words, OC perpendicular to CP. Okay? So easy. Nah, itulah adik-adik saya dalam bahasa Indonesia aja ya, dibandingkan adik-adik tidak ngerti nanti apa yang dimaksudkan. Kadang-kadang perlu kita melihat kondisi-kondisi khusus yang dimiliki pada soal itu. Jadi sebenarnya soal ini sangat mudah karena kita bisa mengaplikasikan sifat layang-layang yang sudah kita pelajari di bab sebelumnya ya. Ini kan gabungan dua buah layang-layang, di mana salah satu sifat layang-layang itu adalah apa? Nah, salah satu diagonalnya merupakan garis bagi sudut. Dan itu bisa kita temukan ini dengan mengaplikasikan bahwa dua segitiga itu kongruen di sini. Sehingga sudutnya ini sama. Di sini juga sama kita dapatkan. Kalau ini kita sebut Y, ini X, ini X. Maka karena ini merupakan sudut lurus, jumlahnya kan 180. Nah, sehingga 2X tambah 2Y, 180, tambah Y, 90. Ya, sudah. Nah, kadang-kadang kakak-kakak kelas Anda diberikan soal ujian tengah semester, akhir semester seperti itu. Tetapi banyak juga yang tidak bisa menjawab. Nah, terus saya harus gimana ya? Padahal menurut saya soalnya itu udah mudah itu. Tapi menurut Anda kok susah itu. Nah, jadi perlu latihan ya, Dek ya. Oke. Okay, I think enough in this section. I hope you always practice to try answer the exercise. Okay, you must always try and try again, so that you can solve many question. I hope you prepare to UTS, because in UTS I will give you a problem, easy problem maybe, but sometimes student cannot answer my question. Okay? Kalau sudah, nah izinkan saya mendahului untuk menyelesaikan.
Mohon maaf Pak.
Ya.
Bisa minta soal-soal yang tadi Pak, yang ditampilkan tadi.
Oh, yang ditampilkan tadi.
Iya Pak. Yang mau dilatih ya.
Kalau di e-learningnya belum saya berikan soalnya itu ya.
Iya Pak.
Ya. Baru materinya saja. Oke. Ya, nanti saya kirimkan. Nah, sebelum